What's going on, everybody? We're back for another Acceptable Casualties battle report. Today, Jeff and I got some tournament practice, 1650 late war. Jeff's going to be running Hero Tankovy. I'm going to be running the first Fallschirmjager out of Fortress, Italy. So we'll be back in a second to go over the list and deployment. We'll be playing free-for-all. So here we have our 1,650 points of first Fallschirmjager out of Fortress, Italy. Starting down here, we have the 1IC, 2IC, and a Panzerschreck team. Next to them, we have one Fallschirmjager platoon with some MG42s attached. Next to them, we have another MG42 with 9 bases with 2 MG42s attached. Each of those also have a Panzer Faust for the command team. Over here, we have 3 Flak Vierling 38s. 2 of the Flak 88s, 2 Pack 40s, and then we got 2 10.5 centimeter artillery with observer and one elephant. So this is 1650 of a tournament list I'm trying out. We'll be back in a second to take a look at Jeff's Soviets. So here we have 1,650 points of Jeff's Hero Tankovy. It's going to be Red Army. So up there he has 1 T-34-85 in command and then 4 T-34-85 platoons. He has some Su-100s. He has a platoon of Spetsnaz, and then up here he has some Katyushas. I believe it's the 13Ms. Everything's formation here except for the Spetsnaz and the Katyushas, I believe. So that's what we're looking at. So every tank looks like it's going to be part of the formation. So we'll be back in a second to go over deployment. Alright, so we're back for deployment. Jeff elected to attack. He won the roll-off, so we'll go over him first, and we'll move over to the German side of the table. So down here, Jeff has his 1IC and 2 platoons of T-34-85s pushing up this flank. His observer is on the table. In the back, he has his Katyushas lined up along the back of the woods over here. Middle of the table, he has his Su-100s holding down the center. On the side over there, he has his other platoon of T-34-85s, and behind those trees are his Spetsnaz holding down the objective over there. I have one objective that I placed there, and the other objective is in the middle of the table. On my side, Jeff put one of his objectives over here on that flank, and then another one over there on that road going into town. Starting down here, I have the Flak 88s. I have my 2IC and a Panzerschreck sitting right here. I have 1 platoon of Fallschirmjager. The 1IC is right there. The Elephant is up on the hill. The 2nd platoon of Jaegers is over here in this wheat field, strung out across to hold that objective. They're going to be supported by the Flak Vierlings, which really aren't going to be able to do much this game. I have the 10.5 howitzers sitting here inside the woods. The observer is right there to kind of get a better angle down that side of the table. And then back here I have my Pack 40s guarding this flank on that side. So that's what we're looking at for deployment. We'll be back in a second. Jeff got first turn, and we're going to get down and dirty, so we'll be back in a flash. We are back for top of turn 1. Jeff pretty much just got everybody in position. So over here, he moved his 1IC and that first group of T-34-85s to get some protection from these woods right here, get out of range of that elephant over there. Same thing with these guys. He lined them up along the hillside there so they won't have a shot. Katyushas and observer kind of stayed put. Back over here, you have the Su-100s. They did a dash move and moved back around over here, and the T-34-85s pushed up to this flank to move a little bit more to the middle, and then the Spetsnaz moved up over on top of that hill right there to get a better position guarding that objective. So that's what we're looking at here for top of turn 1. We'll be back in a second for bottom turn 1 for the Jaegers. So we are back for bottom of turn 1. Not a lot going on this one. I took a couple chances though. So in movement phase, I ended up moving up the 1IC and 2IC with the blitz move, and then I actually pushed them around to that corner over there to get a better shot down at the 1IC. I ended up missing with the Schreck. I'll just go through the whole thing right now. I also failed in assault. I got into the assault, but Jeff ended up beating me back with defensive fire, so it pushed me back to here. Pretty much everything across the line here, dug ink on the ground, dug ink on the ground. Back over here, the Elephant. I did a blitz move to down here. I was able to get 2 shots off on the the Su-100s, but I missed both, and then I ended up doing a scoot and shoot, and I moved back up to the top of the hill over here. I dug in with these guys. I failed to dig in with them. I dug in back here with the Pack 40s, and then with the 105s, I just stayed put. I failed to dig in, but I did fire bombardment. I ranged in down there. I was able to take out one of the Katyushas, and they're pinned for next turn. So that's pretty much all that happened here for the bottom of turn 1. We'll be back in a second for top of turn 2 for the Soviets. So we are back for top of turn 2 for the hero Tankovy. Jeff in this turn getting some positioning set up. So we ended up pushing everybody up into the woods right there. Used some blitz moves and some follow me orders. And what was the other one? The move through cover one? What was the move through cover one? That order?
That was a crosshair.
The crosshair order. So yeah, he used that to get all these guys positioned over here. Probably make a push in the next turn or two. Back over there to get out of the bombardment for the Katyushas. He ended up just wheeling around, positioning those guys for most likely the next turn to get them out of line of sight of everybody. And then down here for the SU-100s and the T-34s, they all positioned in this town here, looking to make a push, probably next turn or two as well. And then back there, the Spetsnaz were able to dig in front of that objective. So as we're looking at here for the top of turn 2, there was no shooting, just positioning. We'll be back in a second to go over the bottom turn 2 for the Jaegers. So we are back for bottom of turn 2 for the Jaegers. In this turn, we got some shooting off. Pretty much everybody stayed still. I tried to, I was going to hold here just so I got a better shot. Nobody really moved except for the elephant. I was able to do another blitz move and get down here. In the shooting phase, I was able to get a clean shot down there and take out that T-34-85 over here. Down over here with my observer, I was able to drop a range-in marker and just, winging a prayer, try to take out some tanks. I was able to range in, but unfortunately I rolled a 1 and 2 twos to actually hit the tanks. So the ranged-in marker's there, but I'm not able to do any damage. Nobody else shot on this end of the table. You get down to here, the one Flak 88 here had line of sight going down to that one T-34. I was able to take him out with the hit as well. So we were able to pop 3 tanks this turn, but that's pretty much all that's happening. No assaults or anything like that. So we'll be back in a second for the top of turn 3 for Jeff and the Tankovy. I got a feeling things are going to start getting down and dirty in a minute, so we'll be back in a flash. So we are back for top of turn 3 here for the Soviets. In this turn, Jeff elected to push up the T-34s and the SU-100s over here to kind of get positioned to probably make a push down here. Movement also over there, the Katyushas obviously went around the back of the hill over there last turn. And then down here, all the tanks lined up, making a push through the woods. In the shooting phase, machine gun fire was able to take out the 2IC and the Shrek over here. The Katyushas tried to drop a bombardment down here, but they failed to range in, so I kind of lucked out on that one. Up over here, the T-34s opened up some cannon and machine gun fire, but they failed to get any hits down here. So that's really all that happened here for the top of turn 3 for the Soviets. We'll be back in a second for bottom 3 for the Jaegers. We've got to start cleaning some of this stuff off or it's going to get ugly. So we'll be back in a flash, bottom 3. So we are back here for bottom of turn 3. In this turn, not a lot really happened. Kind of just able to do a blitz move here with my elephant to push up to get in the short range of the T-34s over here. It ended up missing both of his shots. With the 105s over here, I fired a smoke bombardment down in front of the Katyusha observer over there just to take them out of the game for one more turn. And that's all the shooting that I did down here. I ended up going to ground with the 88s. Everybody else just went to ground. I really didn't have any more shots. So just playing the waiting game, being patient. So we'll be back in a second for top of turn 4 for the Soviets. So we are back for top of turn 4 here for the Soviets. In this turn, Jeff took this platoon of T-34s. That one failed his cross-check. These two pushed up. They're not on the edge. They're just a little bit further in is how they're positioned right now. Over here, that second platoon with the 1IC swung back over there and positioned themselves on the road over here. The observer who was on the hilltop moved down over there into the wheat fields to get better position on that spot. Down over here, the SU-100s are now positioned up behind this building right here. And then down here, the T-34s stayed put. They fired some cannon and machine gun shots in here. They were able to get 2 hits, but I ended up making both of the saves. And then back there, the Spetsnaz ended up staying put. So that's what we're looking at right here for top of turn 4. Remember, the Katyushas couldn't fire because they had the smoke there. So we'll be back in a second for bottom 4 for the Jaegers. I got a little thinking here to do, see what I'm going to put together, so we'll be back in a flash. We're back for bottom of turn 4. And this turn's kind of just holding ground right now. So for down here, you can see I took out one of the T-34s. The Elephant fired 2 shots. I was able to take out one of those over here. Down here, Jeff had some killer dice. So I ended up having 2 MG42s back here. I did a blitz move, got him in the range. I had 12 shots, needing 6s to hit. I got 4 hits. Jeff made 4 saves. Then my one 10.5 ranged in there, got another hit and pinned him, but Jeff made another save. Also made the save on one of the tanks over here. And then I decided, just because it was such a throw, those Katyushas with this flak 88 right here, I had 3 dice. I missed on all 3 of them. So these guys probably going to catch a bombardment if Jeff can unpin next turn. So we'll be back in a second for top of turn 5 for the Germans. So we are back for top of turn 5 for this one. So the T-34s got aggressive. They made a move for an assault down there. Up over here, the SU-100s moved into the middle of the town. Jeff pushed up into the middle over here, and then he was able to get some of his tanks lined up over there. So the big thing this turn was the observer for the second turn out of the last 3 failed to range in over here. So it all came down to the tanks right here with machine gun fire and then some tank fire over there. They were able to get 4 hits, but they weren't able to take anybody out from the flak team over here. Up over here, the SUs, they weren't in range. They had 1 shot that could have went in over here, possibly do a bail, but nothing worked out with that. I needed he needed 7s. I think he rolled like a 5 or something. And then up over here, Jeff was able to assault the observer and kill him in close combat. Well, I'm sorry, the observer broke off, but then in consolidation, I wasn't able to get that 10.5 away right there. So he ended up getting captured, so I only have 1 left over there, so I'll have to start doing last stand checks on my turn. So this is what ended up happening here for top of turn 5. We'll be back in a second for bottom 5 for the Jaegers. Feeling a little frisky. See what we're going to do here. Back in a flash. We are back for the bottom of turn 5 for the Jaegers. So for this turn, we took a couple chances here. So we ended up staying still with everybody during the movement phase. Then in the shooting phase, we failed to hit for bombardment down here. The flak 88s down here were able to fire 6 shots. We were able to kill 1 tank. We bailed 3 others. We weren't able to really shoot with anything else. Nothing else was able to do damage. So with these guys, I did a follow me order to push up 4 inches, got them in an assaulting range, and then since nobody was able to break off because everybody was bailed, we were able to get in contact and just capture all the tanks here. So that center platoon is pretty much wiped out right now. So that's in pretty good shape. Like I said, there's still that's 1 platoon over here that's still left in good spirits, and there's still 1 more of the T-34-85. So Jeff has 2 platoons left. I think the SU-100s, they're divisional support, right? Are they divisional support? The SU-100, they're divisional support, right? Yeah, okay. So the 2 T-34-85 platoons are left. So we'll see what happens here. We'll be back in a second for top of turn 6. So we're back for top of turn 6 for the Soviets. Jeff took some risks down here. So over here, he failed his cross check over there, but he passed with his second tank, and he decided to move through, shoot the gap here to get a side angle shot down there on the Elephant. He needed 5s to hit shooting through that wheat field, and he ended up getting a 4, so that didn't pan out. The SUs are still just holding that center table, forcing me to be a little more reserved here with the Elephant back there. Back over here for shooting, the 2 T-34s on the lip down there. They were able to get a couple hits down here with machine guns and tanks. I was able to pass 3 of the saves, and then, I only passed 1 of the saves. 2 failed firepowers in the machine gun, and another failed firepower with the can. So the 88s did pretty good on that. They lucked out. And then once again, the Katyusha. So he observed. Jeff was able to range in, and then to hit, what'd you roll, like 2 1s or 2 2s or something like that? So Katyushas they haven't pulled their weight here, but he is ranged in, so next term it could get a little bit better down here. So that's kind of what we're looking at right now, and you brought your half tracks in as well, right? Yeah, and then Jeff's half tracks pushed up over here as well. So that's what we're looking at right now for top turn 6. We'll be back in a second for bottom turn 6 for the Jaegers. We're back for bottom of turn 6 on this one. So for this turn, we did a little bit of movement, not a ton. So down here, I ended up swinging around my Pac 40s. They ended up firing into the rear of that T-34-85 that was there, and we're able to take him out. we ended up just doing the rolls off camera to you guys. They ended up passing their last spear. It is the top of Jeff's turn. We just did it off camera. So he ended up passing his over there. I took 2 shots with the elephant down here. I was able to bail out the command tank, or I'm sorry, this tank over here. They still have 2 tanks left. They're in still pretty good shape. Down here, I was able to pin the observer with the artillery bombardment. I hit twice, and then down here with the MG42s, I was able to get 1 hit and kill the observer, so that worked out pretty good. But like I said, the Katyushas are still ranged in, so they're just going to have a +1 to hit. And then down here with the flaks, I was able to bail out the command tank, and I was able to blow up one of the tanks right there. But Jeff did keep those guys in the fight, so they're still looking pretty good. So that's what we're looking at right now for bottom of turn 6. We'll be back in a second for top of turn 7 for the Soviets. So we are back for top of turn 7.
Doesn't that gun need a starting step check?
He will on my turn. Yeah, I got a couple of them. Yeah. So we're back for top of turn 7 for the Soviets. Pretty good turn for positioning here for Jeff. So what Jeff ended up doing was, like I said, he passed all of his last stand checks. I had my Pak-40s turn that took out that tank. Jeff ended up bringing on those half tracks with the Spetsnaz and then used the machine gun fire to take them out right there. The T-34-85 that pushed up here fired a couple of shots down, but it wasn't able to take out the artillery gun there. Down over here, the SU-100s really didn't have a play on anything. Then down over here, the fire from the 2 tanks down there was able to take out one of the flak 88s, and then the bombardment wasn't able to hit. He needed 5 because he has no observers left, just the Katyushas. So he needed 5 to hit, so nothing happened there. So we'll be back in a second for bottom turn 7. I have a last stand check I have to make for the 88s and the last stand check I have to make for the 105. So we'll be back in a flash.
Oh, yes.
So we are back for bottom of turn 7. In this turn, we ended up wrapping it up down here. So I took my elephant, turned, fired 2 shots, but I failed to take out the T-34-85. I was able to pass a cross check and turn around with the howitzer, which was able to get a bail down there, and then that opened up the assault here for the infantry to take that out, which left Jeff with just the 1 T-34-85 platoon that was left over there in good spirits. So it ended up being end of game right now for the Fallschirmjager victory. Back in a second, kind of go over the end of game recap. We're back for end of game recap and make this one short and sweet. This one really came down to the lack of support for the Katyushas coming through. There was like 4 turns where they fired off bombardments or couldn't see because of smoke, and they weren't able to do anything with the 88s down here. And between that and the T-34s not being able to pluck these guys off, it anchored down the side of the table, being able to take out that platoon here and then keep Jeff honest in the woods over there. Just with that 88 squad, was able to use the elephant here. Yeah, the 88's panned out, keeping them on the table. Let me take the elephant here and really kind of focus on this side of the table, which was a pretty big deal. I was able to kind of stay dug in and didn't really have to worry about too much because, like I said, the Katyushas were really worried about taking out the 88. So, like I said, it came down pretty much to bad Katyusha dice, which made my life 100 times easier. But it was a good game. I think we're going to keep tweaking these lists a little bit. I might do a couple little changes here with the Fallschirmjagers. Like I said, it worked out pretty good, but I'm thinking the 105s, I just painted them up and brought them out, but I'm thinking I'll probably pull them out of the list, and I might end up tweaking some stuff and bringing out some heavy mortars or medium mortars. So, like, subscribe, all that jazz, leave some comments, and I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for watching.